Welcome. Welcome everyone to one of the series of PodClass in conversation with seniors. Today with us we have Mr. Anand Ranjan. He is from founding batch from BBA course. He has also been involved in placement committee.
Thank you, Tanshu, for this warm welcome. I'm so excited to be a part of your wonderful initiative that is PodClass.
Thank you Anand. Why don't you tell us more about yourself?
So, as you know, my name is Anand. I hail from Patna, Bihar. Both of my parents are employed in service sector in government. I did my graduation in BBA in transportation management. I am right now working with Grasim Industries, which is a part of Aditya Birla Group. I'm currently serving as I served as a placement coordinator of the founding batch 2018, and that's it.
Thank you. What was running around your mind when you chose to join this institute as a founding batch?
So, Amritanshu, joining NRTI was a little bit risky decision back then, since we were going to be the first batch and of this newly built college. Furthermore, the degree offered was kind of unique and first of its kind. I had to put a lot of faith since the future was a bit uncertain, and being new degree and a new batch, we also didn't had much idea about what we will be going uh, or what will be the future when we pass out. But at the same time, I was quite excited to be a part of the founding batch of a college and to have a chance and opportunity to leave a legacy behind. Also, the batch size, the unique curriculum, the unique design, campus location, and the professor to student ratio were the major factors which attracted me and to come to a decision of me joining the college and be a part of the founding batch.
Very well. Now you being a part of student foundation batch, you have been part of college for 3 years.
Hmm.
Did your opinions change about the institute over the time?
Yes, after spending three of the best years of my life, my opinions of NRTI have changed quite a lot. Back then, we didn't had any existing students of faculties with whom we can consult with on, but only NRTI and its family. We used to be a small family, but right now it has grown a lot. There so many courses have been started, masters have been started, and the family size has also increased from 100 students in 2018 to now. I think we are approximately on 600 strength, and more a new batch is also yet to come this year. Also, these 3 years have been a roller coaster ride for both the students as well as the college, as we tackled through frequent changes, uncertainties, and now looking back, it all makes sense. In past 1 year, an RTI have went through major change. That is, they inducted more permanent faculties, and they made a lot of change to their system and curriculum. And now the is more streamlined, and as founding batch, it feels so special to be a part of the growth of an RTI through long.
Continuing at that on that faculty thing, what do you think? Like, can you share about the faculty you got to learn from and their expertise in the field?
So I think one of the perks of being the founding batch was that we got to learn from some of the best teachers of our country, which made the absence of permanent faculty not a big deal. In the first year, both BBA and BSc had same courses, and which were part of foundational courses. We were taught by faculties, that is from Jagjit Kaur. She had done her PhD from University of Calgary, Canada, and was a former associate professor there. We had Dr. Mathai and teaching us three courses, that is sociological context of transportation, ethics, and leadership. He is a PhD graduate from IIT Bombay and former associate professor from XLRI. We also had statistical courses which were taught by Dr. Usha Mohan, who did her PhD from ISI and is currently a professor at IIT Madras. We also had wonderful courses like system thinking, design thinking, that were taught by Dr. L.S. Ganesh, who has done his PhD from IIT Madras, and Amit Seth, who is Dean of Anand National University. In second year, the courses for BBA as well as BSc were separated, and we had more core courses that were aligned to our degree. The faculty and the courses taught were much more specific and industry based. We, the BBA batch, got the chance to learn from professors like Ankur Kulshreshtha, who is a CA and CFA, and right now he's doing his executive MBA from IIM Calcutta. Also, Dr. Hasmukh Kajjar, who is a PhD from IIT Bombay and is now a professor at IIM Indore. Also, we had Professor Meena Vaidyanathan, Dr. Vijay Sundar, and many more. In final year, most of the part of our final year was covered was thesis only, and we only had courses in 7th trimester. We were taught by faculties, that is S. Narayan Swami from, she is a faculty of IIM Ahmedabad. Also, Dr. Gopal Patil, he is currently a professor at IIT Bombay, and Dr. Faiz Hamid, he is a professor at IIT Kanpur. So altogether, that's all I can remember, and we had a lot, quite good faculty, and we are so much lucky to being taught by them.
Yes, Anand, you talked in very depth of what did you like, how was the faculties. Was there any subject in which you developed interest just after listening to the teacher and reflecting their knowledge in the field?
Yes, so I told you about the courses that we had in first year. So two of the subjects were like system thinking, design thinking, which were taught in first year, was more like a practical application. Instead of being, it was not like a traditional courses where we had slides and we used to learn and then write down exam. It was more like a practical application. We used to learn from real life examples. Then in second year, I had courses like managerial economics and urban planning models, which were some of the best courses which I developed immediate liking just by listening to the professors. For example, urban planning models was taught by Dr. O.P. Agarwal, who was the former CEO of. So I think as a founding batch, we were lucky enough to learn these courses from the best minds in the teaching world. That's it.
So, elaborating on that best minds point, what do you think about the curriculum design of the institute? Are they helping you do better in your career?
I think the curriculum is excellently designed and well thought of. Back then, some of the courses, at least I used to wonder, ki, what are the use of these courses and how is this related to my degree program, or how is this going to help me in the future of securing a job. But now, after 3 years, when I look back, it all makes sense and all the dots connects as well. While some of the courses introduced us to several new fields, but there were also some courses which acted as a back or acted as a pillar for further courses that were coming in second year or third year. One of the best things about NRT curriculum was that all courses had group projects in which we had to put on our learnings and put it in a practical application. And while doing so, we learned various skills like teamwork, time management, sticking to a deadline, brainstorming as we went along. And I'm sure these will surely help the upcoming batches when they pass out from NRTI.
I hope students will get a lot of insights listening to that answer. There are subjects like critical thinking and writing, as you mentioned, where they teach about the essential skills needed to make your mark in the corporate world, like how to design your resume,
Hmm.
how to apply for internships, building communication skills, etc. Did you get to experience the difference using these skills to communicate for the institute placements and for your personal career too?
So I think it is a big yes. When I was vacating the campus and was going through all my stuffs, I stumbled upon my clear bag which had my assignments from first year. I went through some of them and realized how much my writing style have been changed and how much I have grown a lot. Also, there is much more maturity, much more clarity, and much more neatness in my submissions that I submitted as my last year as in my third year project as compared to what I submitted in first year. Also, now the work we submit is much more professional and to the point. And from our first presentation of ICT course to our last for the thesis, we sure have grown a lot, all thanks to the regular feedbacks we received from our peer groups as well as from the post faculty. I would really urge my batchmates to look to their first assignment and their most recent one, and they will also realize how much they have grown up, and they would surely pat their backs that how much they have grown and how much they have learned in the last 3 years.
Okay, that's wonderful. Can we get into your jar of memories that was named after your college life with all the experiences you had on the beautiful campus?
So the talking about the campus life was just awesome and would engrave as the one of the best memories that I had. Thanks to the event management club who did a wonderful work while we were at NRTI. They organized several events like Garba Night, Holy Festivals, Diwali, Recreational Week, and even the freshers. Thanks to the club and people associated that we had some of the best memories and some of the best moments at the campus. Even the unofficial ones, that is birthday parties, kudos to my roommate, were also a blast. Talking about the campus life, I consider myself lucky to get to spend my campus life at such a beautiful place and at the heart of Indian Railways. The lush green campus and the majestic palace made the experience quite much awesome and quite a memorable one.
As we all know that some of NRTI's courses are fully residential.
Hmm.
So, how were the hostel and mess facilities on the campus?
To be honest, the hostels were best in India and facilities were offered were world class. More than the college, I'm sure most of the people will be missing their hostel rooms. Currently, I'm working at Grasim and I'm living at an independent house and at I also miss my hostel that is there in Vadodara itself. Coming to the mess facilities, that were also great. At the first year, we shared our mess with Nair, but from second year onwards, we had a separate mess vendor. The food was extremely hygienic throughout, although I would not make any comments on the taste because it is very subjective and depends on person to person. But overall, the facilities were great, and I'm sure that the upcoming batch will have a great time if they are called to the campus and they will relate to what I'm saying right now.
One of the highlights of your NRTI life was you being a placement coordinator. Can you share about the level of work you did as placement coordinator, like connecting companies with institute and all of that?
So as a placement coordinator, we had different works at different time frames. In the initial months, that is around September, we were in charge of assisting students in making their resume and their profile summary. We also organized training sessions and one-to-one interaction sessions in which they were allowed to clear their personal doubts with coaches. And then after we were rigorously approaching various companies for placements and we were approaching their HRs, asking about whether they have vacancies and whether our students could fit in the job requirement that they had. Now, most of my work is related to, and at the last, most of my work were related to assisting the team in conducting the recruitment drive of the companies, which included helping students clear out their doubts regarding companies' registration process, acting as first point of contact between the students as well as the company, and helping them out regarding the placement activities.
Okay. Can you share with us about the number of students who are already placed? And from your experience of connecting with companies, what kind of roles are being offered to graduates from courses like BBA and BSc?
So as of now, more than 70% of the students have been placed, and we are hoping that the numbers would touch 100% as the recruitment drive ends. And there are a lot of active companies around. Also, the PSUs that are coming for recruitment. The roles offered to BBA and BSc graduates range from logistics executive, management trainee, in charge role, grade of warehouse operations, and so on. Almost all the roles are at the core of field of supply chain and logistics. From my personal experience, I would say that BSc had a better advantage as there were companies which were specific about their technical requirements and was only open to BSc students, as BSc had their curriculum which were designed around technology.
Okay. Getting on that thing, being a BBA student, what kind of internships were you part of in these 3 years of NRTI?
So in the 3 years of NRT, I had done several internships. In the first year, we did our internship with Indian Railways, where we were introduced to day-to-day operations of Indian Railways, the different departments that they had, and in which we were tasked to identify the constraints, problem, and prepare a detailed report of solution and recommendation of the same. Apart from this, we also surveyed stations under our respective DRM and used our learnings from design thinking as well as system thinking to suggest changes and to suggest more better way of doing things. In a second years, we did our internship with PSU and several private companies which were interested in the railway sector. My internship was with dedicated freight corridor, and due to COVID, my internship was from work from home. So my project for the internship was social impact of policies, in which I went through the CSR and social projects that were done by DFC, and I prepared a detailed analysis of the same. Apart from that, I have done a internship on my own with MyGov, which is a initiative of Digital India, Government of India, and I also tried various fields like data science, business analyst by doing internships in order to find what are the interests that what are the fields that interest me and what are the fields that I found perfect fit in.
We can see that these internships added value to your career and your hands-on experience. Would you like to suggest some few online courses and certificate programs for juniors which would help them in the future in terms of placements and the skills required in the corporate world?
So as a part of lockdown learnings, we were shared a list of several courses available on Coursera, which we were required to do as a mandatory credit requirement. Apart from that, for both BSc and BBA students, I will break down the courses into three parts. That is vital, necessary, and desirable. Advanced Excel courses available online, or you could easily learn them from YouTube, are vital for both BBA and BSc. It is necessary that you should get yourself learn and get yourself well versed about Excel, because it will be one of the major requirement for in whichever company you work in. On for necessary for BBA graduates and vital for BSc, I would highly suggest learning a coding language up to a certain level, which would really help them cracking more of a technological roles and more of a and more roles like business data analyst type of roles. It will also open them a vast opportunity for off-campus recruitment. Regarding soft skills, I think learning uh, communication skills and presentation making skill will be vital for both the students. It is also desirable that you get acquainted with how to conduct research for academics. That will surely help you in thesis and will also help you in taking up projects in your future job.
Position. Finally, any words of experience for which you will like to share with your juniors being part of foundation batch?
So there are few words, few advices which I would like to really share with my juniors. Is first of all is don't. I repeat, don't mess with your grades. One of the perks of being at an NRTI is that you get enough, more than enough time to pursue your hobby or your interest, and thus justifying bad grades through them is totally not worth it. I'm not saying that you don't concentrate or you don't have your hobby or your interest, but I would seriously recommend that you maintain a decent CGPA throughout to be in the top 50% of the batch. It will also help you in securing good colleges for masters, as well as it will also help you and give an edge in campus recruitment. One sheet can't really decide your future, but believe me, that sheet is your future. And if you don't have any other relevant skills that for companies and you are looking for masters or for a placement, that sheet holds a very much importance. And I really learned this a hard way. So do try to maintain a decent CGPA throughout. Second one is, as I mentioned, there is a ample time of study while ample free time while studying at an RTA. So I would really suggest you to pursue a hobby or skill. Don't waste this precious time of yours. Enroll yourself in a course. For example, you could learn coding, or you could learn soft skill, or you could learn other skills like music or drawing and anything. Learn through YouTube. Learn from any other source, but do something. Don't waste your time, because at the end of the college, you should have something that would make you stand apart from the crowd. And the third thing is, please don't waste your time doing internships that are not aligned or that are not fruitful at all. I don't want to name those, but I hope you know what type of internships I'm talking about. So instead of that, work on yourself, work on preparing for masters or preparing for a job, campus recruitment, or doing excellently well in the courses that you have. Through college, you are going to have two wonderful internship opportunity. One is summer, which is quite good. So don't go around doing any internship unless it adds up to your skill, or unless you get to learn something from that. Also, please improve your social presence. LinkedIn is quite an important tool, and you should start working on your profile. Lastly, don't hate any subject just because your assigned group is not good. There are lots of several group projects, but they only hold a percentage of your total grade. That is, it will only hold 20 to 30% of the total weightage. And so don't do a mediocre work in your group projects, because most of the companies will be highly interested on what are the group projects that you have done and how you have applied the learning of the courses in a practical work. I've seen students losing interest in courses just because of, they were placed in a wrong group, or they were placed in a group that had students not of their friend circle. So don't be one of them. Work hard and have a great time at an RTA. That's all.
I hope juniors find that immensely useful and they would be able to follow that. Thank you, Mr. Anand, for taking out time from your jam-packed employed schedule and helping juniors out here. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me here. And I really like your initiative, that is the podcast. It will surely help the upcoming batch as well as the present batch to know more about what we were and what an RTI is.
Thank you.